days ago, I saw this post on Twitter. First of all, she's right. Second of all, I need to build it in The Sims. Like, come on. It felt like a challenge from the world.
I've built box houses before, but never with like weird, long, rectangular macaronis sticking out of them like that. And like, this arguably looks worse than it does in real life, which like, that's saying a lot. At this point, it's kind of giving me Bart Simpson. But anyway, the roofing in this house is not what I have done in the past on any of my builds ever. But, you know, this part is probably the most normal because then I got to this. I was so confused looking at the picture. I did not understand. And I tried to find like a floor plan or something of this house online. Nothing. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I placed the columns and pretended that they were even because all the other measurements worked. I wasn't going to ruin it with the stupid columns. The house is gray, which, you know, standard choice, I suppose. I even lovingly added columns to this mess of a back. It's so bad. Like, I genuinely don't think I've ever seen something look like that on a house in real life. I just kept zooming out to look at it. It didn't give me much. But for the window situation, actually, there's not much there either. And the house in the picture isn't like finished construction. I don't think so. I added some fences because people have fences, right? That's like a safety thing. I'm actually pretty sure it's the law. Because I couldn't see this side in the picture, I was like, I'm gonna have whatever windows I want. I don't know if they fit, but they're there anyway. It was at this point that I asked myself if it was cheating to add trees that covered basically the entire house. And I decided that it was, but I was going to do it anyway. Alongside other things that were gonna spice it up, like a driveway. Everyone loves a spicy driveway. I tried to keep like the realistic suburban vibe, I suppose. And landscaping family homes is my happy place, so I was good. I was in my moment. You can pry these packages out of my cold, dead hand. Whichever family lives here, they're getting a huge backyard. Because I physically need a shed in the backyard, and if I don't have that, I'm gonna be in pain. I wish there was an easier way to do the low-laying fences, like maybe like a custom fence tool or something, but we don't have that, so these packages, they're gonna keep being the main character. Oh my god, this tree was not having it. Days I rotated it so it wouldn't clip. I always want big trees, but this is the cost of having them. I added a chimney for good measure and added the shed that I absolutely need. I didn't know what was gonna go in it yet, but that was a problem for future me. She always sorts out my problems. I don't know how good she is at it, but she tries. For the same look of the brick on the front porch, I added these little debug fence post thing. Then, as is the requirement of tool mod, grossly misjudged how much they were supposed to be lowered by before being happy with their height. Now the inside was a blank canvas. I didn't know what to do here. I knew it had to be growing together in base game only because I, for some reason, made that decision for myself. But other than that, the future, she's not predetermined. I don't know what I'm doing. The only decision I had made at this point was that we were gonna use that swatch of wood and 3 weirdly shaped bedrooms. Like, really, a diagonal wall? Are you kidding me? And then I realized that those 2 rooms did not have any windows. That is also illegal. So I added some thinking that it would be fine because you can't even see this side the regular picture. And then I saw that it looks like that. I wasn't ready for it. Luckily, there's a tree covering that part, but if you ever feel inclined to go look at that side, don't. Plan for the parents' bedroom was green and yellow, and that's all I got. I got inspired by the yellow door on this build, and then I took that to the grave. But Growing Together has great stuff in that palette, so I was like, okay, I wonder why I chose it. Wow. Did I just say chose? Anyway, the lore I have for this family is that they planted all the trees in the backyard to cover the side of their house because it was their dream house other than that side. And then I had the biggest brain concept of this entire build, which has definitely been done before, but let me have this moment. I think the big brain part of this was using a debug plank instead of a shelf. But the real reason is that I didn't use a shelf because I didn't want to delete the wall and then have to custom place it and then raise it and lower it with tool and it'd be a whole thing. So maybe it's just lazy, actually, but it's big lazy, like big pharma. I even made it fancy with like a plant and candles and like a little book, maybe like a little, like a romance novel. What wine moms do in the bathtub is none of my business, but I will give them the environment to do it. And then I speed ran the next bathroom and did what I do in every other bathroom build that I've ever done ever, which is pile towels. And the best part is adding a cute little toilet paper next to the toddler toilet. The hallway is the hallway. And then I remembered that there's that like stack of plants that has a bunch in them and one of them's a monstera and I always want to use it. And then I'm like, why don't I use it? And then I took it out of the catalog and immediately remembered why I don't use it. I'm crying. It literally got Thanos. I made a cool headboard in this purple room because for some reason from the beginning I already decided I hated it. It could be the fact that it's shaped like a foam finger. That doesn't help. When has it ever helped want anybody to be shaped like a foam finger. So I was like, okay, I'll add a headboard and clutter and also more purple. The purple's not the problem, it's the foam fingeredness. It's very like 2000s, but that's cool. I decided this room belonged to like a teenage artist, and then I liked it again when it had an easel and lore. I'm always a fan of lore. Like, I get shy for lore. The toddler's room was cute. I don't really think it's possible to mess up making a toddler's room with this pack, so that's always nice. It's like the free space on the incredibly niche bingo card. Another bathroom. Great! As for the living room, I wanted there to be enough spots for the whole family to sit down, and if they had like a reunion or something, or like a family gathering, like a barbecue, they could have it here. I use this table that I've never seen in my life. Similar clutter to other places, because that's my best tip about making a house cohesive. If you use like similar furniture, even the same furniture, it'll be cohesive. And you know what? People have multiples of furniture in real life. I'm sick of pretending that that's not true. People get things on sale, you know? Like, you're not passing up on a 2-for-1 at IKEA. I put down yellow dining chairs because I thought I was brave enough for it, and then immediately decided that I wasn't brave enough for it. I like yellow, but sometimes shades of yellow just look like Colonel Mustard to me, and I'm more of a Miss Scarlet girly. The growing together kitchen set is like my favorite ever, so there was no worries about that. I did this backsplash thing that I've never done in any of my builds ever. You lie! And then I put clutter places, but I was mad about the fact that counters aren't usable if they have a single piece of clutter on them. Like, imagine you're cooking and then you see a paper towel holder and you're like, absolutely not. Then I kept using reshade to make myself like this kitchen, and then I realized I didn't actually not like it. I was just tired, so I went to bed. Then I came back and decided the only thing that was apparently missing was 2 lunch boxes and 3 lanterns stuck to the ceiling. I had a rejuvenated sense of love for this house after I came back the next day, so I was like, I'm gonna do this shed. Because spoiler alert, I hate doing sheds and garages and anything like that. Unless it's like a man cave, because then I could give it lore. The shed is like deciding whether it's unfinished or finished, and it has a workbench, but it also has like full electricity and like furnishings, so that's cool. And then the backyard, which is my favorite part of most builds, has a pool and stepping stones and some nice patio chairs, but they actually look really uncomfortable if they existed in real life. I feel like I know the exact energy of these patio chairs. They're like the ones that like you go on after you're swimming, and then you have like a ham and cheese sandwich on white bread, and there's Doritos and like Kool-Aid jammers. Is that too niche? Because that's the 5-star meal of my childhood. Maybe instead of a Kool-Aid jammer, you could have like a Capri Sun. I know those were the big talk of America. At least where I lived, it was like, no Capri Sun, only Kool-Aid. Or these little drink things called Chubbies, but my mom only let me have them at birthday parties. And I don't even think they're in business anymore, because I haven't seen one of these in the flesh in like at least 10 years. I don't even know what the point of them was really. I could drink it in like 2 sips, probably. Like, no one is drinking Chubbies in the winter, and if it's summer, I'm drinking that Chubby in 2 sips. The concluding remark to the story is that they would 100% be drinking Chubbies by the pool, but only if it's a birthday party, as is the law of what my mother told me growing up. But maybe they could be a little more lenient on the Kool-Aid jammers. And not to say it prematurely, but I think this slaps. Not like the shape of it, but the vibe of it for sure. I feel I'm just not gonna mention the floor plan when I post this on the gallery and see if people care. If you want to watch a different build that's more neon and less unhinged, you can click right here. I hope to see you in another video, and until then, see ya!